let's request everyone to please take your seats. As we all know, the Tier 2 city real estate in 2026 is experiencing a rapid demand-driven boom with double-digit price appreciation, often outpacing metros. Key cities like Coimbatore, Lucknow, Surat, Jaipur, and Indore are leading with strong residential and commercial growth, offering high rental yields in many, many cities in the south of India. Our keynote speaker, it's my great pleasure to introduce, if at all he needs an introduction to this audience, someone who, as a young entrepreneur, established the Brigade Group in 1986. His leadership, his commitment to quality and passion for innovation has enabled Brigade to grow from a single building, small private enterprise, to a diverse, multi-domain, multi-city public limited company. I'm speaking about Shri M.R. Jaishankar, our keynote speaker of the day. Today, the Brigade Group is one of India's leading property developers, listed in the Bombay and National Stock Exchanges with a portfolio that covers a wide range of projects in all domains of property development, whether this is residential, office, retail, hospitality, or education. This is a company that has developed many landmark buildings and, as you know, has transformed the city skylines of our own Bengaluru, besides Chennai, Hyderabad, Mysuru, Kochi, and Thiruvananthapuram. Under Shri Jaishankar's leadership, the company has completed 300 plus buildings. He is also the founder and lifetime trustee of Brigade Foundation, a not-for-profit trust in education, health, and community development. The Brigade Foundation has 3 CBSE schools called the Brigade Schools. He is also the founder of the Indian Music Experience called the IME, a monumental and philanthropic initiative that is the country's first and only interactive music museum. He has been widely recognized, of course, for his contributions to the real estate sector, but also known for his integrity, business acumen, visionary ideas, and humility. Conferred with multiple awards, including the Sir M. Vishweshwaraya Award by the FKCCI, as well as a Lifetime Achievement Award by CREDAI Bangalore itself. As the past president of CREDAI Karnataka, I now welcome, along with all of you, Shri M.R. Jaishankar to speak on the emergence of Tier 2 cities, India's next growth frontier beyond metros. Namaskara and Swagata.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. Mr. Ram Reddy, CREDAI National President-elect, our Bhaskar Nagendrappa, who is the main organizer for this, and friends in CREDAI Bangalore, colleagues all over, and mentor and CREDAI Vice President, Mr. Sridharan, good friend, and all those who are assembled here. I'm very happy to be here. It's not easy to address our own friends, developers. Each one is an expert in their own right. So I'm not here to primarily, give a lot of advice or, generally share what the broad picture, national picture is, and what the potential for Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, what we can expect for the next 5 to 10 years is what I feel. And see, there no doubt the country is growing in a big way, and year after year we have a 8.2% GDP growth this year, and we are all proud to say that we are the 4th largest economy in the world, and real estate is I've got a few slides. It will help everyone to understand the figures. So we are a 4 trillion economy with the real estate contributing 7 to 9% of the economy, with about maybe 300 to 400 billion. So out of that, substantially, the 7 to 8 tier 1 cities are taking the big chunk of the cake, and so far. And I have generally rounded off the figures, not got into decimals, etc. So the tier 2 cities share is about just about 1.5 lakh units currently. And we are, this is the all India thing, and we'll come to South India separately. And as we become a 7 trillion economy by 2030, it is expected to reach about 850 billion USD, and naturally with the increasing urbanization, which is at 35% now, and it will go to maybe 42%. The share of real estate is getting to be 11 to 12%, which is quite good. And the size of market also will get into 5 to 6 lakh units in tier 1 and about 2 lakh units in the tier 2 and 3 cities. Similarly, once we become a 10 trillion economy, so the size, it will become real estate itself maybe a 1.5 trillion economy, which is the size of the entire Indian economy probably in 15 years back. The entire Indian economy was about 1.2 trillion 15 years back or 16 years back, and the real estate itself will be about 1.5 trillion can be, with urbanization reaching 50%. While we are happy about the increasing size of the national economy, one thing we have to keep in mind is we have a huge population. 1,400 million population now, which is bringing down our per capita, which is ultimately it's the per capita which is very, very important, which gives, which shows the affordability and also the disposable income people can have in their pocket, whether to invest on housing or stocks and shares or capital goods, etc. So that from 2026, from $3,000 to it's likely to go to $5,000. Please remember these figures, $3,000 and $5,700. The next slide, you will realize the marked differentiation. So of course, for real estate to improve, already it's gone to next slide. Okay, can you just go back previous thing? Yeah. So the increase in demand will naturally happen due to the way the social structure is changing from in the last few years. It is not just now. Last few years, from a joint family scenario to nuclear families and increasingly double income. Women in most current youngsters, I think the husband and wife both will be working, particularly in urban centers. And real estate is always seen as a safe investment. And generally, with the increasing nuclear families, end-user demand is substantial, which is the cause of more and more demand. And, we are all exposed to so much of, television and social media. Every person, maybe in a village, they are all exposed to what is abroad, what they see abroad. And so it generally increases aspiration to own maybe better quality housing, better quality of capital goods, and of course, if they don't have a house, to have a pakka house. So I just want to compare with China. The next one, please. I want to compare with China, not because of anything, because of our population is similar. It is important to compare with China and to see where China went, how it went ahead, with increasing their GDP, with increasing urbanization, how China moved. See, like China's GDP was 4 trillion in 2008 itself. That means we are in 2025. We are claiming we are 4 trillion. And their per capita, if you see, that is India's. Their per capita, if you see, in 2008, it was $3,500. And we are in 2025, we are $2,800. There is a marked contrast, you know. And of course, even in urbanization, they were 45% then itself, 16 years back. And we are about 35% now. And even in 2035, 2025, they are 65% urbanization. And we are going to be 50% urbanization in 2035. So India is still an emerging country, emerging markets, whereas in international space, almost all developed countries have an urbanization of 65 to 70%, and some of the European countries have even larger. But large European countries, whether it is Russia, United States, or now China, they have an urbanization of 65 to 70%, which increases the demand for housing. Unlike, my friends from Kerala said, everybody in Kerala has a piece of land, which is not the case with other states. And so maybe the demand for housing in Kerala is much less, probably because they have land. So if you see, in 2025, there $14,000 is the per capita. We are at $2,800. They're about 500% more. In reality, if you see this thing, I'm sorry to say, but it is not trying to belittle our own country. We are about 18 to 25 years behind China's growth. What China was in 2008, we are in 2025. By probably by 2035, we will be where China was in 2011. That means about 24 years. In the previous slide, I showed India's GDP is expected to reach 5,700 USD by 2035. So you have to keep that in mind when we generally talk about the likely demand scenario for within the country, and what we can expect in the years to come. And of course, China's story is primarily because of it is urbanization was forced. It's a communist country. Everything was state directed, government funded indiscriminately. And I was I have said this a couple of times earlier. I was in Singapore in 2018 to attend a conference of partners of Government of Singapore, GIC, and Temasek. This is in 2018. So at that time, the chairman of the Vanke Developers is one of the largest, like Evergrande which collapsed. I met the chairman and during lunchtime, and he also made a presentation. So he said their quarterly sales of Vanke Developers alone was 50,000 units in 2018. And at that time in 2018, believe me, and the entire Bangalore developers, maybe 300, 400, whatever number, big and small, the entire Bangalore's annual sales was about 50,000 units. This is one developer in China had 50,000 units as a quarterly business. So that is the size of market China has. Why I'm saying that is, it's a potential India also has, whether it is in 2035 or 2047, we don't know, maybe when we are 100 years, independent India, it can become maybe developers, like a few of the developers, aggressive developers, may get into that kind of volume. We don't know. So, but at the same time, it's not that. Next, please. We need not copy everything that China is doing. Certainly not. China built too much from the figures I mentioned, too fast because of the government aided growth, and in just indiscriminately too many places. I went to a city in China, one of the what they call as the tier 2 cities from their thing. Not Chengdu, some other city. I could see about 10,000 apartments completed with not a single soul. That was the kind of development that China saw. In fact, I can also say in 2013, I was part of in 2013 itself, I was part of the delegation of CM Yediyurappa as part of the World Economic Forum summer. It is called Summer Davos. The winter Davos is in Switzerland. Every year there is a summer Davos in China, which is more, I think, June, July or so. So at that time, they took us to a place near Tianjin. Tianjin is the world's largest city producing steel, largest city. From there, about 40-50 kilometers, they took the Karnataka delegation led by CM Yediyurappa. They had created a city about 50 kilometers from Tianjin for a population of 25 million. It was already built. 25 million population, it was already built. And no one had yet moved there. So that was the kind of crazy things China did. It is not that India will do or we should do. So in India, we need to go for demand, whatever our plan should be based on demand. And we have to grow incrementally. That is what most of us are doing. And we have to really assess the location. Ram Reddy said about location. That is the most important. Location is very, very primary. And the incrementality is something that is important. And in today's scenario, maybe I'll come to the next one. I'll mention the next one. Now we'll come to the South India scenario. South India scenario, I know this is the South Con. During the, when we are listening, I was just joking. I think a request President-elect Ram Reddy to change it to a national conclave or South conclave or youth conclave, not NatCon, SouthCon, YouthCon. There are too many cons. So that is the reason I think request is to make it into a conclave. So I'm not getting into the national Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. This is about SouthCon and South India. So, well, the all India sales in Tier 2, Tier 3 is about 150,000. Southern India sales is just about 22,000 units. I think give or take 5 to 10% variation you need to keep. This is based on some substantial secondary market research, and which means South Indian market is still small compared to the all India market. Primarily because all India there are large Tier 2 cities, whether it is Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Indore, Kanpur. They are all large cities, but still Tier 2 cities. But the real Tier 2 cities probably large Tier 2 cities in southern India, in my opinion, is Coimbatore, Kochi, Trivandrum, and now maybe under the aggressive leadership of Chandrababu Naidu, Visakhapatnam, Vizag is getting into big growth. So if you see 2030, you can expect about 40,000 unit sales in South Indian Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. Many cities like, whether it is Mangalore, Mysore, Belgaum, or some of the other Madurai, Trichy, Tirupati or Vijayawada, they are all, in my opinion, currently, they may be Tier 3 cities, though in a very broad sense, we call them as Tier 2 cities. So the growth in the next 5 years can be about 100% growth in Tier 2 cities. You can say a compounded growth of 10 to 12% is what may be expected. Similarly, by 2035, about 60,000 units. But of course, these are estimates. Reality could be very, very different. It can be better. It need not be better. There are so many, we are dependent on so many cyclical changes. Economic cycles are there. like whatever was there pre-COVID in 2019, till about 2023, 24, for 5 years, all of us were struggling to reach in numbers, not in value, but in numbers we were struggling to reach what was there in 2019, though the value substantially increased. So what is good about all this demand is based on the kind of infrastructure. Infrastructure, we have now Bharatmala, we have earlier Golden Quadrilateral, you have the Vande Bharat, now Udan airports from 60, maybe single digit to 65, and which is expected to, according to Prime Minister's recent thing, they will increase it to 170 airports. All those things are very, very positive for real estate growth. And of course, the employment scenario also is likely to substantially improve in Tier 2 cities, because most of the Tier 1 cities have already grown too much, congestion, traffic, etc. I think, sorry to say, Bangalore is, I think today's paper says it is the third most congested city in the world. Second, said, okay, I thought third would have been better than second. So we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful of economic cycles. Whatever, everything will be going great, but every 5 years, 8 years, at least once in 10 years, there is likely to be some kind of economic cycle and a recession. Some of us, me, BM, Bala, they were all in business for 35, 40 years. Since 35, 40 years. In our own time, we have seen, at least I have seen 4 economic cycles. So in 1991, in 1991 is the first economic cycle for real estate and for the country we saw. Of course, it was really not declared as a big economic cycle, but the fact is it was. When India had to pledge its gold, and we had only reserve, a dollar reserve of less than 18 days of imports. So that, during the Chandrasekhar government and everything that happened, many of you, the younger developers, may not even be aware. Then, of course, Sri Narasimha Rao came and dramatically opened up the economy, and things started booming. And also during the, when Hong Kong was supposed to get back to China, and there was a threat of a lot of people thought people will shift from Hong Kong to India, and that there was a boom during that time, but it did not happen. And then in 98 and 99, there was another economic cycle called Asian crisis, Asian financial crisis, 98, 99. It was started by George Soros, due to primarily he sort of played with the Southeast Asian currencies, and Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, they were all badly affected. And we in India, the real estate scenario was also quite badly affected in 1998-99. Some of us may remember. Some, it's already 25 years. It's easy to forget. So then there was a little bit of dot-com issue. Then there was 9/11, the World Trade Center, New York was when it was bombed, and things started doing very well during Vajpayee's time. What is it called? The India Shining campaign happened. Then the good part of the, whatever good he had done, that was the benefits was reaped by Manmohan Singh's first term. And then, of course, 2008, 2009, the Lehman, what is referred to as the subprime crisis, happened due to collapse of Lehman and quite a few other companies. That took almost from 2008, 2009 to, you can say, 2011, 2012. And India started seeing again with a change of government in the center, stable government under Modi ji, things started looking up good. But who expected demonetization in November of 2016? So that had, in real estate, the RERA, RERA was introduced in 2017. GST was introduced in 2017. Things really took bad shape. And when things were looking up in 2019, as a bolt from the blue, once in a century, we got COVID. Then all of us know the COVID story is too recent to forget. Then from 2022 to 24, things were looking good, and but there is another. Anything can happen. Right now, India is still a bit insulated, but the world is facing a trauma. There is somebody called Mr. T. He came and he's created havoc in the world scenario. We really don't know what the impact of that fully. Though India is handling it very well so far. But how long we are able to withstand the various tantrums, tea tantrums, you can say. How long we can withstand, we don't know, because many of the countries have already succumbed to that. And because we are a large economy and we are somehow able to manage, we have a great domestic, domestic market, we are able to withstand. So my suggestion is, please keep in mind, the growth is always dependent on economic cycles, government policies. Currently, we have a great situation of low interest rates, availability of money, there is good demand, government is reasonably proactive, except we have challenges in GST, and infrastructure is doing very well. And employment scenario is pretty good till the impact of AI is something we don't know. What is the likely impact of AI? Because even for Tier 1 cities, a city like Bangalore, Hyderabad, 80%, 70 to 80% comes from the IT sector. So IT sector in the last 6 months, as per media reports, only it was a bit surprising to read. I read it twice. Whether it is 17 or 17,000, but the number is they have added only some 17 people in last 6 months. So that was a scary part. Next one. So this is the kind of scenario. We spoke primarily on residential, but there is other real estate assets also. I have tried to just attempt some data on that. In South Indian scenario, Tier 2, Tier 3. It is not Tier 1 cities, because office demand Tier 2, Tier 3 is 2 to 4 million, whereas Bangalore itself has got 14 million. Chennai may be having 9 to 10 million. Even Hyderabad has got 9 to 10 million. So with more and more GCC countries coming to India, it is for them to be efficient, it is essential that they go to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. In South India, probably currently it is Kochi, Trivandrum, again Coimbatore are leading. And now probably all these 3 cities may be overtaken by Vizag very soon, is what I feel. So IT office demand is likely to get more, may not happen in all Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. You have to be mindful of that. Maybe about 3-4 cities may get benefited. The retail culture, shopping culture is definitely changing. More and more organized retail is happening. But the problem in Tier 2 cities, one mall is less. If you have one mall in the city, is less. If you have 2 malls in the city, it is more. So, that is what one needs to be being fairly careful. Hotel inventory, again, maybe this is one area where COVID has had a positive benefit, I would say. Particularly in the leisure travel has very substantially improved due to COVID. And we have some 9 hotels in 2021. We lost our shirt and pant. That kind of a situation was there. But in post 2022, the growth has been tremendous, unbelievable. and the increase in occupancy, increase in rates. So with the result, like many others, we also have big plans in hotel scenario. We even took our hotel company with an IPO 6 months back. Thankfully, the timing was right. Now, with the stock market collapsing, all of us are badly affected. Warehousing demand, even I was not very sure, very sure what the thing is, but all the research indicates this is an area where maybe tier 2, tier 3 cities have to focus on. Because in Bangalore, due to the very nature of the land cost, which, most people say up to 1.5 to 2 crores an acre of land, warehousing can be managed. It is economically viable. But once it exceeds 2 crores, of course, there will be some exceptions. Once it exceeds 2 crores, the viability of the warehousing will fail. So, but if you see the demand that is forecast, it is tremendous. Much more than office, much more than residential. This is an area developers in tier 2, 3 cities can study and explore. Nothing should be done without proper study. No, following the bandwagon, that kind of a thing should not be there. And data center capacity, I don't know much about data centers. Bangalore is certainly not the best place. It is always good to be near the coastal area. Today, Mumbai is the data center capital of India. Chennai is supposed to be next. And we thought Kochi will become, but whatever reason it has not happened. But Vizag is going to be a big, particularly after Google announced big plans of $15 billion in Vizag. It may, the fortune of the data center market can change very well. This is some of the thoughts and some of the takeaways. Next. These are few takeaways in my opinion. Take it with a pinch of salt. And as I said, all of you are experts in your own thing, and there is no one solution fits all. Each city has its own, each state has its own nuances, each city has its own nuances, and within the city there are geographical variances. What is happening in Whitefield is in Bangalore is not the same as what happens in Banashankari or Mysore Road, or what happens in Airport Road. Similarly, every city has such, even in Chennai, I can say OMR is different from Perambur. It is that way people have to study their own thing. There is huge opportunity exists, but my small submission is go with optimism, cautious optimism, assess the geopolitical risk, which is what I mentioned about Mr. T, and for heaven's sake, don't borrow and create excess land bank. That is one thing. If you have money in the pocket, if you have inherited wealth, invest in real estate. That is the best. Invest in land. The biggest beneficiaries are not developers. The biggest beneficiaries of last few years is only people who have inherited and bought land at the right price at the right time. And of course, build a brand is important because a good brand will always command a premium. And I am also suggesting going for, in every city of its own sizes, mixed-use developments. Mixed-use developments will always get you a better price appreciation or a price realization than a standalone thing. So I can just say about my own example. When we developed Brigade Gateway in Malleshwaram, Rajajanagar area, so I used to try and find out what should be the price, what is the competition doing, and my salespeople will always want to sell easily without too much hard work, and they'll say our price is high is the standard thing of any sales guy. So I tried to ask some of my fellow developers who are developing in the nearby area. I'm talking about 2007, 8, 9. So the promoter developers used to say, what's your price means? He used to say, Brigade Gateway minus 25%. whatever you price, I'll keep it 25% less. So that is the advantage of price realization of a mixed use development, walk to work, live, work, play concepts. I strongly believe in that. I have tried to follow that wherever I can. And the entire thing of today's overall theme is building trust through transparency. All of us know that. So towards that, RERA is a positive thing, and having good processes, transparent processes are very important. And once you have a better brand, better trust, better transparency, you can command the market. Even in times of recession, it is not that the market will vanish, market will not evaporate, but it may not grow. Even when the market is not great, once you have a reliable brand, once you are a trustworthy company, you will always get your business. It is not that business will become zero. So that is a suggestion. And of course, it's important to have a city-wise code of conduct. I am happy to say we can take some credit, me and Bala, as early as 1997. We both, I was the president then, and he was as usual, the mentor. And we both took the initiative to form the first code of conduct in the country. And that was subsequently adopted by CREDA National, with, of course, modifications. And I think it's important every zone, every state have their own code of conduct. With due modifications, there has to be few basic items same, and many, what is required for individual city requirements that need to be adopted. Having, if you want to show builders are trustworthy and transparent, it is important that you have a code of conduct. You define what is your uniformly, your super built area, common areas, carpet areas. Of course, now RERA has come and we are forced to do that. So, but still, these are some of the things, and not launching projects without RERA. There are quite a few things with due apologies from Hyderabad developers if there are any. Recently, there was an auction of in Neopolis, where based on that with a unlimited FSI, etc., they had the cost per FSI as per that auction rate. It was about 3,100 rupees. One group of people, investors, they are not recognized builders or anything, group of investors, they won 4 acres, bought it at maybe 130 crores or 135 crores per acre. And within 3 hours, they sent out WhatsApp that they are ready to sell at 6,500 rupees. And it is going to be a 40 to 50 story building. So can anybody construct a 40-50 story building at 3,000 rupees, including GST or without GST, and over a 3 to 4 year, minimum 4-year period, plus all the expenditure? So it's definitely a con game. So some people fell for it, some people may not have, but they are not even able to pay the initial deposit. So they just surrendered whatever they had won. And this is when RERA is in vogue. How could they really do it? I do not know. So this is something we need to. So people like that will only spoil the name of developers. If they are not transparent, if they are not trustworthy, one need to be careful. And of course, Bangalore is suffering because of lack of master plan for the last 20 years. So it's important that CREDAI, all zonal city-wise CREDAIs and the state-wise CREDAIs take initiative in ensuring the master plans are updated periodically. So the last time, quite recently, we had a meeting of developers with the authorities here, And we did appeal to the authorities to come up with master plan. The last master plan was was made in Bangalore in 2005. We are 2025, 20 years it has not seen a revised master plan when the population has grown from 6 to 7 million to 14 million in the last 20 years. And the next master plan for it to come, it can take another 2 to 3 years minimum. And we are likely to become a 2 crore or a 20 million city very soon. I understand today the world's largest city was Tokyo with more than 330 million population. I'm not very sure, but I vaguely remember reading Mumbai is overtaking Tokyo also. So you can imagine the size of the pressure on infrastructure and what city authorities need to do. Of course, as developers, we can also look at that as an opportunity. Overall, the prognosis, you can say, for the future for Tier 2, Tier 3 cities is great. No doubt about it. But proceed with cautious optimism. Thank you.
I'd request Mr. Jaishankar to stay on stage, in fact, take to the center, while I really recover from listening to this keynote, which was truly, with so many nuggets of wisdom. You almost took us on time travel from cycles of economic reform, starting 1991 and before, and giving us the global picture with the T factor as well. And then, of course, getting it in from zoom out to a zoom in to all the city scenarios and what potential for the smaller towns and what cautions to take. Please, let's hear it for Mr. M.R. Jaishankar, the keynote speaker of SouthCon 2026. I request Mr. B.M. Jaishankar and Mr. Nagaraj Reddy to step on stage and felicitate this wisdom giver at this not SouthCon, but by his advice, South Conclave for now. Thank you so much, Mr. Jaishankar.